Hi Year 2, what we're going to be starting with this term is we're going to be looking at fractions. Now our first lesson of fractions is looking at equal parts. Alright, so your question first is what is a fraction? Talk to an adult or talk to the person next to you. What is a fraction? Fractions are equal parts of a whole. Here is my whole to start with. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here is my whole. I have 8 blocks. Now, if I was splitting this into 2 equal parts, I would split this into 3, 4, 2 equal parts. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've split 8 into 2 equal parts. I've split this exactly half. If I split this not in half, then this is not right. So I'm going to put this in the whole, and I'm going to split this into 2 non-equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Now that is not a fraction because that is not in equal parts. Okay? So let's show you with something else. Let's take away the cubes.
So let's go with this next. So we've got some counting objects now. So we'll count how many counting objects we have together. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This time I want to separate these counting objects into 3 equal parts. So we can have 1 part here, 1 part here, and 1 part here. So in this group I have 1, 2, 3, 4. In this group I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And in this group I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this has been split into 3 equal parts.
Now what's important is if I put this one into this group, is that 3 equal parts? Well, now this one has 5, this one has 3, and this one has 4. So that is not equal parts. So when we're asking you to split things into equal parts, we're looking for equal groups, okay? We'll show you another way of doing this with Numicon.
So we've got lots of different Numicon here. So I've got some Numicon here, some Numicon here, and some Numicon here. So this piece, who knows what this is? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I split my 10 into 2 equal parts, I have 5 pieces. So that's 2 equal parts when I split my 10. Over here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I split my 8 into 2 equal parts, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Lastly, I've got a 4. If I split my 4 into 2 equal parts, I have 1, 2 here, and 1, 2 here. So that's splitting Numicon into 2 equal parts.
Now then, if I had this here, I've got 4, and I said to you, can you split this into 2 equal parts? Well, you could go 1, 2, 3, 4. There, I've split it into 2 equal parts. But what if I said to you, can you split this into 3 equal parts? 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. Is this equal? 1 here, and 2 here. Equal? Don't think so. What about, though, if I asked to split this into 4 equal parts? 1, 2, 3, 4. Would this be equal? Well, yes, this one's got 1, this one's got 1, this one's got 1, and this one's got 1. If I was to try and do it into 3 equal parts, I would need 2 more counters. That would be an equal part, this would be an equal part, and this would be an equal part.
If you would like an extra challenge today, we can also look at money and separating that into 2 equal parts. So if I start with a 20p coin here and I want to separate my 20 coin into 2 equal parts, I know that a 10 and a 10 added together would make our 20. So 20 into 20p in two separate parts is a 10p and a 10p. Same with if I had a 10p coin. If I wanted to separate my 10p coin into two separate parts, I know that a 5p coin and a 5p coin added together would make my 10p. So that's my 10p separated into two equal parts. So this is something you can explore at home with money if you would like an extra challenge. So if you are a 1-star today, your fluency task first is to get a piece of paper and can you split this paper into equal parts? So you can do this by folding the paper. So the first question says, can you split it into two equal parts? So being really careful with this so it's 100% equal. And the next part says, can you split it into 4 equal parts? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all equal. So that's your first fluency challenge. Next, can you get 6 objects? This can be anything at all. So we're going to use some counting objects we have at school. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's our 6 counting objects. How many equal groups can you split these 6 counting objects into? Can you split these 6 counting objects into 2 equal groups? Can you split these 6 objects into 4 equal groups? Now here you really need to remember what we have said about equal groups. Is this equal? Have a chat with your adult about this at home. Now look at your objects. Can you split them into any other equal groups?
Now you can draw the lines to split the shapes. Split each shape into 2 equal parts. Okay, so you can draw a line to split these into 2 equal parts. Your reasoning question, how do you know the loaf of bread is not in equal parts? Are they in equal parts? Tell us in this box here. And lastly, Mr. Oates has split these 6 teddies into 3 equal groups. Is he right? If not, what should he have done? Draw in the box.
If you're a 2-star in maths, this is your fluency activity. Your first task is to get a piece of paper. Can you split this paper into equal parts? Do this by folding the paper. So we have our piece of paper here. Can we split it into 2 equal parts? Can we split it into 4 equal parts? 4. Can we split it into 3 equal parts?
You may need to get yourself another piece of paper for this. So what you can do is you can go into there and then into there, making sure each part is equal. So you can go for this one here. This is a challenge. You can then go into there. And then if you tuck this one away,
one, two, three. So that's your little fluency challenge to start with. Now, can you get 8 objects? So this can be anything you have at home. So we've got our counting objects from school here. So first job, we need to check we have 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many equal parts can you split this into? So here are some of the questions that you're going to be asked and how you're going to split these objects into equal groups. So we're going to show you one of these ways and then leave you to explore the others. So firstly then, can we split these 8 objects into 2 equal groups? One, two, three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we can. Now, you need to explore if we can split these 8 objects into 3 equal groups and into 4 equal groups. As a challenge, can you split your objects into 3 unequal groups? So remember, if we are doing unequal groups, we need to make sure they don't have the same amount in each group. So for example, here we have 2, here we have 3, and here we have 3. So that is unequal.
now you need to use different colours to show how this shape can be split into equal parts. The first example has been done for you. I've split this grid into 2 equal parts. You've got 1 equal part, 2 equal parts. How many ways could you do this? You could do it in 6 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could do it into 3 equal parts. 2, 4, 6. Up to you to have a little think about that one. How do you know the loaf of bread is not in equal parts? Have a look at this loaf of bread. Does it look like it's in equal parts? Draw and tell us why there. The last question. How many different ways can you put these bean bags into equal groups? So count the bean bags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many different ways in this box can you put 12 into equal groups?
If you are a 3-star, your fluency task is your first task today. You're going to get a piece of paper and can you split this paper into equal parts? Do this by folding the paper. So the first task is, can you split the paper into 2 equal parts? Making sure both are equal. 1, 2. Now, at home, can you have a go at splitting your paper into 3 equal parts? Then, as a challenge, can you split your paper into 4, 5, or 6 equal parts? So you can show us how you get on with that at home, as that is an extra challenge for today. Next, can you get 12 objects? So this can be anything at home that you can use as an object. We're going to use our counting objects today at school. So your first job is to make sure you have 12 objects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I've got my 12 objects here. So, how many equal parts can you split these 12 objects into? So the first challenge is, can you split these 12 objects into 2 equal groups? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 2 equal groups. Now at home we'd like you to have a go at splitting your 12 objects into 3 equal groups. And can you split the 12 objects into 4 equal groups? Your challenge says, can you split your objects into 3 unequal groups? So remember, an unequal group means there is a different number in one group compared to the other group. You can use this box here to help you with that and drawing it too.
For your reasoning today, tick the shapes that show equal parts. Does this shape show equal parts? Does this shape show 3 equal parts? Does this shape show 3 equal parts? 2 equal parts, sorry. Does this shape show equal parts? Does this shape show equal parts? Is that equal? Tick the shapes that show equal parts. Then you can do the same with the pizzas. Tick the pizza that has been split into equal parts. Would you be happy with that slice in the middle there? Would you be happy with one of those slices? Are they equal? Would you be happy with those slices? I think I would with this one, but it doesn't mean it's equal. And the last question says, how many different ways can you put these beanbags into equal groups? So count the beanbags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And in this box, can you split them into equal groups?